Hey guys, and welcome back to another App Inventor tutorial. If you're here, thank you very much for being here and for the support. I hope this tutorial helps you in some way. So basically today we'll be exploring App Inventor a little more by creating a very simple app. It's called the Operators Practice app. So basically this app will allow users to practice their operators, meaning plus, minus, multiplication, and division, using this app. So what we will need is one home screen and 4 operator screens. So the first screen we have is our home screen. Now we need to add one more screen for the next operator, addition. Another screen, you can add it up here. Subtraction. Add screen. Multiplication. I think I spelled it wrong. Another screen for division. And basically, these are our 5 screens. Screen 1, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Unfortunately, I don't think we can change this name of the screen because this is the very first screen. So with the home screen, we can start off with a background, any image you want or just a background color. I personally pre-uploaded some, so I have something in mind. And basically for the home screen, all you need is 4 buttons, 1 for each operator. I think that's very simple. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And you can customize each button however you want. So you can have any name here, you can have any font size, any height or width, any background image of the button if you want, any text. Obviously the text has to relate to the operator, meaning if it's addition you can have add or addition or plus or something that is relevant, and then the text alignment. So I'll do the first button on screen and I'll do the rest of the buttons off screen. So obviously the first button, we'll name it addition. Background color, I just want something vibrant, bold, size I guess 20. Monospace, I like that font. I want round corners and white. Oh, also the width, I want it to be fill parent, meaning the entire width of the screen. That's fill parent. You can also have height fill parent, but that would just look strange. That would be the entire height of the screen. So that's strange. And that's my addition button. I'll come back and I'll do the same for subtraction, multiplication, and division. Alright, so this is my screen. Actually, 1 minute, I forgot to change the shape of that. Alright, so these are my 4 buttons. I have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and all of them follow the same theme, so same text, color, and everything. And then I forgot to mention that you can also rename the name of the component. So I changed addition button to add BTN, add button, subtraction to minus BTN, multiplication to times BTN, and division to divide BTN. Pretty simple. This just helps you recognize which button is for what. The only thing left to do now is to just align this. So horizontal alignment doesn't really make much of a difference. Center, and the vertical alignment is also center. And there you go. So we're done our home screen. Moving on to the addition screen, you can also start off with a background. So a background image, I already have that. So basically this is the screen for our first operator, which is addition. Again, I'll do the first screen on screen, and I'm going to do the rest of them, so the rest of these, subtraction, multiplication, and division, off screen. Again, you can customize this however you want. You can have a different background image or a different layout, whatever you'd like. So first of all, I'm going to start off with a vertical arrangement in the layout section. So I'm just going to drag that onto the screen, and I'm going to align all my components in there that I'm going to put will be in the center. And I want no background color so that the background color of the screen would pop through. Also height, fill parent, which means the entire height of the screen, and width is also fill parent, the entire height, the entire width of the screen. Now, the first thing I'm going to pull in here is a label. This is basically where the random integer, so basically the random number, will pop up. And obviously the text for the label, I'll keep it there for now. Size 80 because you want the number to be very large, and font is okay. The only thing I need to do is align it centered. And the text obviously will have nothing for now because the program will be choosing a random number to put in there. So we can rename this label random LBL, random label. Our next component we will be pulling out is a text box. So this is where the user will enter their first number. So our hint for the text box can be enter number, meaning when the user opens the screen, they will see that the text box prompts them to enter a number. We will pull out another well, in this case you can either have a label or an image. For the addition sign, you can either have a label and just, I guess, change the text and make it like a plus sign like that, or you can have an image. I prefer an image because it's nice to have a variety of components in your program. So I'll just delete this one. For the image, I already have a pre-uploaded image, which is add, and I'm just going to upload this file. So I can change the height and width to satisfy my needs. So this is basically my plus sign. Obviously for the second number, the user will enter another number. So I'm just going to pull out another text box and write enter number. That's the hint. Now the only thing we have left is a button, and this button will have the text check. So whenever the user presses check, the program will see if these two numbers entered equals to the random integer that was given to them. So you can customize this as well, have any size you want. And I guess I can change the background color. There we go. So now this is basically our layout, and we can rename our components. So for the button, check button. For the text box, 1 and text box 2 are okay. Image, plus image, and our random label, we can just test it out and see how it will look for users. So basically the number is going to be pretty large, and the user will enter two numbers, and then they'll check to see if their answer is correct. Alright, so that's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and do subtraction, multiplication, and division off screen. So if you want to do this, you can just pause the video. Alright guys, so I'm back, and now all my screens look like this. Something else you can do to make your program even better is that for each text box there is this one function that you can click on that says numbers only. So, and just check that checkbox. It basically means that the user is only allowed to enter numbers, so your program doesn't go wrong, right? Because there are some people out there who just want to experiment by entering letters or something. So it's just good to put a restriction on and just have numbers only for both of the text boxes. And basically that's your program. So all my screens look like this for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now let's go back to the home screen and go to the blocks section up here. So we're done designing these screens. Now in the blocks section, all you want to do is program each button. So when the add button is clicked, you just want to open. You can go to control and grab this block here. Open another screen, and then they're going to ask for the screen name, so you can just get an empty text box and just write the screen name, which is addition, or whatever your screen name was. You can also just check up here to see. So addition, yeah. and make sure this name is exactly what you put in here. Otherwise, it will not open. And just duplicate this, do the same thing for divide, division, duplicate, same thing for minus, meaning subtraction, and same thing for multiplication. Alright, and this is basically the entire program for your home screen. That's it, because there are only 4 buttons. Now moving on to the addition screen, you want to check when the check button is clicked. If you can go to control and grab that button. So when the check button is clicked, you want to check if the number that was entered in the first text box. So you can grab any block and just have text box 1 dot text. So whatever was entered for text box 1. So if that first number plus the second number. So this is the second number, this is the first number. And you need to add them. So you can go to math and just get this block. So if the first number plus second number, go to math and have an equal sign, equals 2, and now we need a random integer. So you need to set this random label, meaning if you remember we had a random label dot text, right? Right now the text is empty, but you want to set this text to, you're going to go to math and grab this block. Random integer from 1 to 100, and you can set these numbers. So right now I like these numbers 1 to 100, so that's okay. And you want to do it when the screen initializes. So this is the name of the screen. When addition initializes, meaning when the screen opens, you want to set this random labels text to a random number. And integer means a whole number, so it will not be a decimal number. And then you want to check if the text, when the check button is clicked, if the first number plus the second number equals to random label.text, and you can get it from here. And if it does, then you have to go to designer and grab another component called notifier. And what this notifier will do is that it will notify the user. So you can either use this one, show choose dialog, show message dialog, or show alert. So I'm just going to go with this one. It will notify the user that they're correct. Else, you can just go to settings and add another else. Else, it will notify incorrect. Else it will notify incorrect. And then basically that's it. And if you want, you can add another button at the bottom that has, the text could be, for this button, next. Let's make the color white, background magenta, size 16, and bold. Shape round. And then when, so that's another button, next. Let's just call it next button. When next button is clicked, set random label.text to a random integer. So if I organize this, when the screen begins, we will get a random number. Then when the check button is clicked, if the first number plus the second number equals to our random number, then we'll notify correct. Else we'll notify incorrect. And then when this next button is clicked, then we'll get another random number. And basically this is the program for all your other screens. So what I'm just going to do is just drop this in the backpack. Why did this not work? Let's see if it's in the backpack. Alright, so yes, it is in the backpack. So basically what you have to do is drop these blocks in the backpack and then pull them out for these other screens that I'll do off screen. The only thing that will change here is the name of the screen and the symbol that you use. Instead of addition, it'll be minus, multiplication, and division. And obviously you just have to add a next button and a notifier for each screen. And that's basically all you have to do. I'll come back after I'm done. So hey guys, I'm back and I have completed all these screens just like the same way I have done this. The only difference is the name of the screen and the symbol here. So for subtraction, same thing. When the screen initializes, get a random integer and then see if the first number minus the second number equals to the random integer and notify. And then when the next button is clicked, get another integer. Oh yeah, and then multiplication, same thing, and division, same thing. Something but I would like to mention is that when the next button is clicked, these two text boxes will still have the old numbers. So if you want, you can just, I guess, add something else and have like set text box 1 dot text to blank, and same with the other text box. If not, then the numbers that were previously entered will still stay in the text boxes. So you can do that if you want. Also, this is actually a very simple app. You can customize this like however you want. You can maybe have on the home screen, you can have like an option here for the users to choose if they want, like you can add another checkbox or something and ask the users if they also want like decimal numbers too, or if they want to multiply more than two numbers or add more than two numbers, or if they want to divide using decimals or with fractions. You can customize this however you want. This is just like the very basics of that. And basically that's your app. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this helped you, and stay tuned for more App Inventor tutorials. And thank you for your support. I'll be back next time. Bye guys.